Picture this, a teenager barely out of school standing in front of the Liverpool tunnel for the first time. The crowd noise, the shout with his name on the back, everyone whispering the same thing. This one's different, this one is going to be special. For Jordan Ibe, that moment was real. He was compared to a young Cristiano Ronaldo, and today he doesn't even have a club. That story isn't real at this football club. It's a pattern that repeated itself quietly again over again for over a decade. Right now we're doing it again, getting excited about Rio Ngumoha, about Trey Nayoni, and I've made videos about them. I still believe every word I said about them. But before we crown the next generation, we owe it to ourselves to remember what happened to the last one. So here's 10 Wonderkids with 10 different endings, and some of them are triumphant, but a couple of them will genuinely break your heart. And trust me, once you've heard all the 10 stories, I don't think you'll ever watch a Liverpool Academy prospect the same way again. We start with a heartbreaking one for me, because I remember when Liverpool signed him from Wycombe Wanderers, he was regarded as one of the brightest talents in the country, who was signed at just 16 years old, and Liverpool beat the competition of Chelsea and Manchester United. I'm talking about Jordan Ibe, and his senior debut at the last day of the league was just incredible. I remember his performance was incredible when he came on, and he even set up the winning goal. And honestly, I thought that this kid had a bright future under Brendan Rodgers, but it never went as it was supposed to go. He got loan moves to get adapted to the physicality of the Premier League, and once he came back at Liverpool, I always thought that he would be maybe a great player under Jurgen Klopp. I always thought that a manager like Jurgen Klopp could unlock his level. Again, this is a kid that was compared to Cristiano Ronaldo. He had natural dribbling abilities that were off the road. He had everything, like the skills, the talent. He had everything to succeed. I even remember Steven Gerrard calling him sensational after a great performance. He was really viewed as the next talent at this Liverpool team. And I remember his first few games under Jurgen Klopp also were promising. I remember that goal he scored against Rubin Kazan away in the Liverpool's Europa League route to when Liverpool reached the final. But since ever then, he never made it at Liverpool. He's played 53 times for Liverpool and only scored 4 goals. At somehow, and because he was regarded as one of the English brightest talents, he got a move to Bournemouth, which paid a club record fee of 15 million at that time. And at that time, I don't know how Liverpool got that sell, because again, what he had showed at Liverpool was never enough. And again, it translated into his move to Bournemouth, which again, it took him 17 months to score his first goal. And by 2020, he was just released, and he got a move to Derby County, where he made 1 appearance. And then in January 2021, he explained something that really made sense. He opened up publicly about his 4 years of silent depression, and in his own words, he even called it the darkest time of his life. He's just admitted it, and really this was a genuine cry for help. And then 2 weeks later, which is also something sad that happened to him, Derby County just ended his contract. And then just a few weeks later, he even broke his leg, which made it complicated enough to find another club. He's chased a career since in Bulgaria, in Turkey, and we're a long way from the Gerrard sensational that he called him. Again, I've made a similar video on Dele Alli. This is the kind of the video that interests you. Go watch the video I made about Dele Alli, because again, this kind of players, the talent was never the question. It's that nobody prepared them for what happened after. He was supposed to be Liverpool's little magician. He came to Liverpool at 8 years old at the youth level, and by 17 he was already a legend in the making. He made his debut under Jurgen Klopp when he came off the bench against Leeds, and at that time he scored the goal that made him the Liverpool's ever youngest goal scorer, breaking the record of Michael Owen that stood for 19 years. Honestly, I remember even Michael Owen tweeting congratulations, and we thought that Liverpool had a genuine talent on their hands. Liverpool at that time had Philippe Coutinho also, and honestly, the style of play was so similar with Ben Woodburn. The technical level, the quality on the ball, the personality. I even remember Klopp himself calling him the perfect balance between talent and attitude. Everything was perfect about him. And even on the international level, when he made his debut with Wolves, he scored a 25-yard screamer, and it even earned himself a nickname of the Prince of Wales. So at that time, the hype was real about Ben Woodburn. But since then, it never translated to the senior level, because again, he's made 11 appearances for Liverpool, and that's it. That's his entire Liverpool career. He's had loan moves to Sheffield, to Oxford, to Blackburn. He really got a lot of loan moves, maybe to integrate into the first team, but it never worked. He left for good, and now he's at Salford City playing in League 2, and his record that he took away from Michael Owen was broke last season in August by Rio Ngumoha, the same kid that we're getting overly excited. So the same story that happened to Benoit may happen in the future. That's why it's important to stay cautious about these young talents. This one was also supposed to be really huge for Liverpool. He was supposed to be great for Liverpool. I can't say he was signed for the youth team because, again, he arrived so young, but he arrived after a major investment from Liverpool. Liverpool paid 20 million to Benfica for Lazar Markovic, and when he arrived, we really thought that he was gonna tear everything, because again, he arrived after a great season under a domestic treble for Benfica and a Europa League final in a major summer where Liverpool spent big on Adam Lallana, on Emre Can, and we can say that he was never trusted, because in his first season he played 34 games. In the first time, he got the minutes, but even when he played, we didn't see a player that fit in the system. We didn't see a player that corresponded to what Liverpool wanted from its wingers, and he just never made it. He got loan moves later to Fenerbahce, to Sporting, to Hull City, to Anderlecht. He played almost in every league, and yeah, Liverpool at the end just let him go. Liverpool decided to just cut the losses, and the player that they had signed for 20 million, he left for free to join Fulham. That's a serious, really decline. And for Lazar Markovic, I never found an explanation. I just think maybe he was never that good. I genuinely think maybe the hype was never justified. This was supposed to be the next Harry Kane. He won the Golden Boot at the U17 World Cup when England won, and honestly, at the youth academy level, he had the reputation of a serious goal scorer. He's playing for Liverpool, and he even was on the bench of the Champions League final when Liverpool won it against Tottenham. I'm talking about Rhian Brewster, an academy graduate, regarded as one of the brightest academy talents at Liverpool, a natural goal scorer. He was supposed to be the heir to Bobby Firmino, but even when he got his chance at Liverpool, he's never really impressed that much. But to be honest, he also had Roberto Firmino in front of him, sometimes Divock Origi, so it was really difficult for him to break into the first team, and he also had injury issues at that time. If I can compare him to the current situation that he's faced, it's like Jadon Danns. Jadon Danns is regarded one of the brightest stars. I think in terms of talent, I'd say Jadon Danns is a bit further for the Liverpool fans who know him. But again, every time he's almost breaking into the first team, he gets injured. There is a lot of injury issues and doesn't let him break into the first team. Rhian Brewster was the same thing. But because, again, the hype was there, because, again, he was an English talent, I don't know how, but Liverpool sold him for 23 million to Sheffield United, and Liverpool were right at that time, because even at Sheffield United, he's never really convinced there, and he's on the move to Derby County, where he's converted to an attacking midfielder role, and yeah, he's doing good. But yeah, not every story ends in a disaster. Some just ends in silence, and that's the case of Rhian Brewster. This one also, I cannot explain it, because this one of the best academy talent I've ever seen. This was the academy's brightest technical talent, Mateusz Musialowski. If you know anything about the Premier League, you must have seen clips of Mateusz Musialowski at the youth level tearing it up. He was the Lionel Messi of the academy. Honestly, he was so good, and I even thought that, okay, Robert Lewandowski, one day he's gonna win the World Cup with the number of assists he's gonna receive from Mateusz Musialowski. He's a Polish talent, and honestly, he was regarded as one of the best talents the academy ever had. When he got his chance at the senior level, nothing happened. He never fit in the senior level. His game was never translated. The same dribbles, the same guy that we saw that has the dribbles, the skills, the audacity was never translated into the first team. And after just one single appearance at Liverpool, one senior appearances, Liverpool never really gave him a contract and let him leave, and they were right, because again, Mateusz Musialowski is playing right now at Omonia in Cyprus, so he never played in a major league despite having really the talent. I can't really explain this one. Maybe sometimes the most gifted player in the building aren't the ones that make it. Kaide Gordon, another one that's really heartbreaking for me, because again, the talent was there. I remember when Liverpool signed him from Derby County at just 16 years old. They fight off the competition of Manchester United, I think Chelsea at that time, but especially Manchester United with Wayne Rooney. The convincing that was there was huge, but he chose the Liverpool project and the pathway at Liverpool, even though Liverpool at that time had Mo Salah. And at that time I saw him, I was like, okay, this kid, maybe he's intelligent. He has chosen the better choice for his career. Not the easiest, but the better choice. And honestly, at first, when he arrived with the academy, he teared everything up. And after just a few months, he got a chance to represent the first team for Liverpool, because Klopp gave him a chance in the Carabao Cup. And at that time, again, Klopp was right to do so. And the first few performances that he's had, honestly, I was like, this kid is generally good in front of the goal, left-footed. This is the perfect hero to Mo Salah in the future. When he's gonna be ready, he's gonna be a serious problem, because again, he was complete for his age. The IQ, the technical level in front of the goal, he was really good. But unfortunately, he just disappeared. Because of what? Because of injury issues. He's torn his meniscus. He's had a pelvic injury also, but the meniscus was really the worst injury he could have had, because again, it made him disappear for almost a whole season, even 2 seasons since then. And now he's 21. He's still young, but he is in his final year of his contract. If he doesn't impress this season, I believe Liverpool will let him leave for free, but I really hope that this season he gets his chance. He didn't get the chance to go to pre-season with Liverpool, but Liverpool still believe in him. That's why he's still there under contract. Let's hope that he gets a chance this season with Iraola, because if there is a manager that can really trust young players and put them in the right context, is Iraola. I really hope injury lets him free, and this season really he proves that he still has the talent to do so and really become great at Liverpool. And also, this is one of the main reasons also for all the people that criticize young kids that go to Saudi Arabia. I will never criticize them, because again, a footballing career goes fast and you never know what will happen. At 16 years old, Kaide Gordon was one of the brightest talents in the country, and look, each year England produces them, so you get forgotten really quick, and an injury issue can completely destroy your career. So if you get a chance to secure generational wealth, I'll never blame you. I'll never blame that these guys, what they do. Okay, football is a passion for them, but it's also a job. So yeah, that's just a point that I just want to put in this video, so that if I could see more people understanding these choices, it would be better. Don't criticize them, understand them, because we would all do the same at their place. We really hope Kaide Gordon breaks into Liverpool's first team, or maybe have a career elsewhere. This one had a great promise, huge promise, making him the youngest ever Premier League player when he made his debut with Fulham at just 15 years old. Again, before a player like Max Donman beating that record. I think Max Donman beat it last season, but yeah, at that time he came with a huge promise. He was really a huge talent. We all saw him, and he got his chance to move to his boyhood club at Liverpool. Liverpool signed him at 16 years old, and honestly, he's loved by Liverpool fans because of the passion he shares, because of he genuinely loves the club. Harvey Elliott. And this one, I really thought that Liverpool again had the talent that they needed, because again, Harvey Elliott was trusted by Liverpool, was trusted by Jurgen Klopp. At some point, he was even a starter, scoring in goals, having great relationship on the pitch with a player like Mo Salah. Klopp had even created a role for him as that number 10 when Philippe Coutinho left in that midfield. And Harvey Elliott, even though everything was there, the desire to make it, the talent, the abilities, he never really got a full chance because of the injury. He suffered a foot injury, a broken leg, when he's actually earned a starting role, and he missed a full season with Liverpool, and he really never recovered since then. a new manager came in, Arne Slot. He didn't really trust him, and yeah, he never got his chance. Got a loan move to Aston Villa, and we all thought that maybe that was his chance to kickstart his career in the Premier League. And even that loan move became horrendous for him because he didn't play really, because Aston Villa didn't want to pay the 40 million that they would have paid if he played a certain number of minutes. So he ended up coming up at Liverpool, and right now he is in Antonio Raiona's plans. Maybe he was in the preseason. Didn't really convince me much in the preseason, but I really hope that, especially that there is a hole in that right wing, where if Liverpool sign no one, if Liverpool gives him a chance, I really hope Harvey Elliott takes it, because again, that's the chance he's waiting for, and I really hope he can have his career. But nothing less, Harvey Elliott has lived his Liverpool dream. He's won the Premier League for Liverpool. He was part of that Carabao Cup winning team with Liverpool. That Carabao Cup that meant a lot for all the Liverpool times, and I made a video about it. If you haven't watched it, just go watch the video. It's called Klopp beating the £1 million squad of Bodo Jobs. Go watch it, because it meant a lot, because all this young academy won it for Jurgen Klopp. The last trophy that Jurgen Klopp won was by them. And yeah, Harvey Elliott, I don't think that this finished one. I really think that it's still underway, and I really wish him nothing but the best, if at Liverpool or elsewhere. Nico Williams, again, no tragedy here, because this player became the player he was supposed to become. I remember him getting his chance for Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp, of course, one of the numerous, again, kids that Liverpool. And I remember at the beginning, Liverpool fans didn't really rate him, of course, because he was getting compared to Trent Alexander-Arnold, where he was a different player. We were talking about a tenacious player, a player that's really better defensively than offensively. And yeah, he came out as a kid, but really was never gonna make it at Liverpool. He earned his move to Forest, where he's become a genuine, solid Premier League player. I think one of the best fullbacks in the league. Last season, he won Nottingham Forest Player of the Year, despite them having a player like Elliot Anderson, where they sold him 130 million. He beat Elliot Anderson to the Nottingham's best player of the season. I still think it's incredible. And somehow, I think if Liverpool tomorrow signed him, I think the majority of the Liverpool fans that doubted him in the past would be happy to have a player that can play on both sides, either at left back, either at right back, a player that's incredible defensively and going forward. He's always been good, a tenacious player that plays with his heart. I'm happy for Nico Williams, and I don't think everyone that kid needs a redemption arc. I think some quietly become the players they were supposed to become. This one is also personal, because again, I believe Liverpool had their Sergio Busquets in midfield. Stefan Bajcetic, Liverpool signed him from Spain. He came into the Liverpool's academy regarded as one of the brightest talents from Spain, and he didn't really take him a while to impress, and we earned a move in the first team. I remember Klopp trusting him in an injury crisis during COVID, and really he took that place really well. He was at some point even a starter, and really he was the perfect player for that role. Technical level, incredible. The flair, the maturity, the vista that he had was just incredible, and we thought that he really would lock down that position after Fabinho left for over a decade. And I remember even at that time, Mo Salah called him Liverpool's best player. That's telling of how good he was in that role. But since then, he hasn't played a first team game for over 2 years because of what, again, injury issue. He's had that hamstring injury that took his entire last season and even the season before, and so he missed 2 years of football, and he's now in the final year of his contract. He's still regarded as one of Liverpool's brightest talents. You feel that Liverpool trust him. You see that Liverpool really believe in him, in the way that they treat him, in the way that they really made attention that he comes back fully fit. He's even went on a preseason, even when he was injured with Liverpool. He's now fully back in training. Antonio Raiola, of course, a Spanish manager, rates him highly, believe he can play a role for him. And I still believe one of the reasons also Liverpool don't rush the signing of a midfielder is because of this sort of talent that they still have on their hands. And I genuinely believe that if he gets a season injury free, he'll just end up staying and he'll sign a new contract. I really hope that for him, because again, there is a player in him. There is a great player in Stefan Bajcetic, and the thought of imagining him, Stefan Bajcetic, with what he had showed with training in midfield with a player like Dominic Szoboszlai, Football deserves it. I really hope that this happens. So let's see if this happens. The last one, again, I think it's a triumphant story because, again, a kid broke into Liverpool first team. Again, another kid that Klopp gave his chance. Jarell Quansah, I remember him, Klopp giving him his chance into the first team, and that first time I was like, who is this kid? I think this guy is the future Van Dijk's here. He came into the team with calm, with composure on the ball, with ball playing abilities that we had never seen. And at some point, he even took the role of Ibrahima Konate next to Virgil van Dijk. It was really solid. Again, it was part of the players that won the Carabao Cup with Liverpool, an academy graduate. But then a new manager arrived. He didn't really give him his full trust, and he dealt with the confidence issues, and at the end of the season, he never played really. And Liverpool decided to sell him to Leverkusen for him to get playing time, but they included a buyback clause, which I think it's an intelligent move. And at Bayer Leverkusen, he just showed his qualities, and in the Bundesliga, he's one of the best defenders out there. He's even earned an England international call-up where he was in the England squad that played the World Cup. You also saw him against Mexico where he got a soft red card. But again, Jarell Quansah, I still believe he's one of genuine's brightest centre-back talents that England have produced in the recent years. I genuinely won't be surprised if he starts for England at the next World Cup. And I've currently made a video about who is Liverpool's best defensive target this summer. If you haven't watched that series, go watch it. And I talk about his qualities and talk about how I think this guy is the perfect signing that Liverpool can make. But Liverpool have to wait next summer because their buyout clause gets activated next summer, and it's about 60 million, and I still think that will be a bargain. So this one, again, it's a proof that this system works. An academic graduate that makes it into the first team. If he doesn't make it Liverpool, he will make it elsewhere, and the talent is there. I really hope most of them can have this story, but at Liverpool, of course. So guys, these are 10 stories. Some are heartbreaking, others are genuinely triumphant, and somewhere in that list there is what will happen to Trey Nayoni or Rio Ngomoha in 5 years time. I wish them, of course, the Jarell Quansah story where they win the Premier League, they win the Carabao Cup, they win everything with their boyhood club, and they stay, of course. I want to know your thoughts in the comments. Which talent you thought would be incredible and you want to see a part 2, because again, I have a lot of academy talents I can talk about, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed, make me know it by liking and subscribe for more football content. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.